So you guys have probably seen everything about the whole April Community Day fiasco. We're going to talk about it because I actually get a cameo in one of Screen Rant's articles here, which we'll go over and talk about. But also, let's actually talk about how good Beware is going to be in Pokemon Go, because it is still going to be an exciting Community Day, minus it being 3 hours as opposed to 6 hours. So let's get into it. What's up, everybody? It's yours truly, Fitz. Hope you're having a fantastic day, even after this announcement yesterday. But let's go over what's going on. So, Stufful is going to be the new Community Day Pokemon, which is absolutely fantastic. Not only is it a new Pokemon, but it's a new shiny. This, within itself, sets a good precedent moving forward, but what they reverted does not. So, for some reason, Niantic thought it was okay to revert the 6-hour community days back down to 3 based off their 5% of people that they've noticed in their data spending more than 3 hours during the 6 hours of community day playing it, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. So they're like, well, you know what, we're going to just revert it back to 3 hours, you know, because only 5% of people play up to that amount anyway. So a lot of people, you know, stress their opinions, including J.R. Seawolf, me, and Ryan Swag. So I don't normally read articles, but let's go ahead and read this. So Pokemon Go's return to 3-hour community days has angered fans who appreciated the larger 6-hour window. Of course, because it was more flexibility. And the thing is, and it's the number one thing, is its flexibility for every single person. That's the thing. It didn't hurt anyone. It did not hurt anyone. You cannot argue that. It hurts no one making it 6 hours. And honestly, something that's kind of been joked around but serious at the same time, they called it a community day. Why isn't it like 18 to 24 hours? Why isn't it? To be 100% honest with you. But anyway, let's continue. Twitter user JRC Wolf explains that fans must now plan their weekend around a more restrictive 3-hour community day. And that's true. They also claim that Niantic's logic, which claims that trainers only participate in community days for 3 hours anyway, is tone deaf and needlessly removes flexibility. Twitter user me, Fitz echoes these concerns, suggesting that Pokemon Go fans will now be stressed by the unnecessary grind. Because, let's face it, if you're a dedicated player, and there are a lot of you, or if you think this is going to be a good Pokemon for PvP, which we will go over, or just good in general, for like raids and whatnot, then if you're level 40 and up, you have to grind XL candies to max it to level 50 to give it its full potential. You also have to grind for good IVs. You have to potentially find good PvP IVs, whether it's for the Ultra League or the Master League. You have to go out and you have to do these. It actually takes real work and dedication to find those. And even if you're kind of casually clicking and casually catching, but you're still trying to find those IVs, that actually takes hard work. It's not easy to do. And 3 hours makes it harder, but if it was 6 hours, you could more casually do that, go about your day, either whether it's you can play before you go to work, or you can play while you're at the grocery store and run errands, yada yada yada. It's a lot easier to do if it's 6 hours. Ryan Swag, also on Twitter, proposes a compromise where Community Day would last for 6 hours, but the 3-hour window would offer boost experience and items. And we've seen this before in events. I think it's the Incense Days where they had for like 3 hours were boosted, you know, experiences and items and whatnot. Like we've seen that before, and then that probably would have been a smarter play. So here's some of the tweets that JRC was talking about. I will post the link to this article in the description down below. Here's what I had to say if you don't follow me on Twitter. I said, making it 6 hours means we didn't have to grind our life away. Now 3 hours will only feel like a chore and give a lot of people unexpected anxiety and stress. Would rather have a laid-back community days, not stress to the max ones. Because one thing that's going to be interesting moving forward is if, let's say we get a community day, and this has happened in the past, where it is the best Pokemon to use at that time in raids due to its move and its typing. So if that happens, being able to casually grind for 6 hours is going to be a lot better than grinding for 3 hours straight. Because it is a big deal to have some of the best Pokemon in raids to not only help you out, but help out your friends and community as well, taking down the raids as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Now if there's a meta-breaking PvP Pokemon, same thing. There's been some PvP Pokemon where if you don't have it, like Melmetal is huge in Master League, it still is to this day. If you don't have it, it can be relatively tough to compete. It's doable, right? Everything's always doable, but it does make it a little bit challenging, and it makes it more non-accessible to compete in the Master League. But still, the casual way of playing for 6 hours versus hard grinding 3 hours, I would not want to have to stress or anything over it. And it has nothing to do with the shinies either. Pokemon Master Holly, which she should be doing a video, and I might be getting a cameo in that too. She thinks that I'm talking about anxiety and stress over how many shinies I get. Shinies weren't even mentioned in this. Like, actually, if we go to the replies, let's go ahead and say, she goes, you get stressed over the number of shinies you catch on Community Day? No. It's trying to catch the good IVs for both the raids and Go Battle League. Getting enough candies, getting enough XO candies, which is extremely difficult, is all hard to do. 6 hours just simply makes it easier. I'm a casual, but I can absolutely see how this would be more stressful for people who aren't casuals. Also, it's 400 candies to evolve, which doesn't help either. And also 50 or 75 candies for a new move. So 450 to 475 candies just to evolve and get a new move, not including powering up all the way to level 40 and then XO candies after that. But I'm a casual. Like, one shiny for Community Day and I'm done. It's in the decks. That's it. You don't have to worry about it. Because shinies for Community Day are not rare. So, and then Holly tweeted about me basically in her own tweet and just went on huge rants thinking that shinies don't stress anyone out. It's everything else that follows for people who want to enjoy it and play it casually but can't. They're forced to grind it out because you could say it's self-inflicted FOMO, but it's Niantic's fault in the end for making it that way to begin with. It should be casual, it should be easy, should be fun, but when you have to grind for it, it makes it tough. Especially now that we have experienced 6-hour Community Days and realized how good those are, going back to the old methods are terrible. Just like the whole Pokestop distance thing. Having the extra distance, once we got a taste of it and figured out, wow, this is how the game actually should have been from the beginning. Just like how Community Day should have been 6 hours or longer from the beginning, we realized that reverting it back to the old ways is a terrible idea. And then this is what Ryan Swag had to say. A way we could meet Pokemon Go halfway is to keep the 6-hour Community Day, same spawn rate, same shiny rate, same rewards, but 3 hours have boosted period for Candy Dust and XP. So, in closing, there are likely many ways to compromise on Pokemon Go Community Day runtimes, and Niantic has already employed a potential solution. In August, the developer held a 2-day Pokemon Go Community Day, giving them a far better chance. Yeah, but that's for Eevee, so that would not work at all. Niantic may have noble intentions with April Community Day, but the Pokemon Go fanbase is not happy with the turn of the 3-hour period. The developer's argument that players only participate for 3 hours is flawed, considering the fact that 6-hour window lets trainers participate on their own schedule. Following this backlash, time will tell whether Niantic will make additional changes to Community Day in the future. So, also, I will end with this. The argument saying that more trainers will participate in a 3-hour window versus a 6-hour window is absolutely ridiculous. 6-hour windows give overall more players a chance to sign in and play. Less players will sign in and play given a 3-hour window than 6 hours. It's just common sense. So Niantic, if you want to make those dollar profits, whatever it is, it's $1 in the game for the ticket, but you probably get 50 cents for it. If you want to keep making as much money as you can for the $1 ticket in the shop, I highly suggest you go back to 6 hours, because you probably just cut your revenue by, I would say 30 to 40% just now, because there's going to be people who be like, well, I can't play and participate anyway, I work, or I have something going on that day, yada 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 yada. You just lost out on some revenue, you're shooting yourself in the foot, it's not like it's the first time, you shot yourself in the other foot, you shot yourself in the leg, shot yourself in the arm. Like, Niantic continues to just shoot themselves, and just, yeah, there's nothing else left to say. Real quick, let's go over Beware before we end the video. Beware stats, 35, 24, attack 226, defense 141, and 260 stamina. Now the new move it's going to get is Drain Punch for PvP, and it raises its defense. So if it's a low energy move, and depending on the quick move, even if the quick move's kind of bad, but a low energy move, it's going to be deadly because 260 stamina is massive. So I'm going to say that Niantic's going to give it pretty bad quick moves, because they're going to try to nerf what they gave it, basically. They're going to try to quote-unquote balance the Drain Punch defense buff that you get every time you use it, especially again if it's low energy, with coupling it with a pretty bad quick move that probably doesn't gain a whole lot of energy. Now, it will be busted if it gets like Shadow Claw, because I heard that's one of the moves it gets in the main series. Shadow Claw, Drain Punch. Then, in order to nerf Drain Punch is going to have to be a higher energy cost move instead of a lower energy cost move. Because when you start racking up your defensive stat and still keeping that stamina, it's going to be a monster, it's going to be a beast, it's going to cause a lot of problems to the metal Pokemon, or the steel types, in Master League due to its fighting. Stab, holy cow. So we'll have to see what they're going to do. Don't want to go into any further speculation as far as what this move's going to be. We're going to find out soon enough, and then we'll also find out how good it will be after we figure out the moves that it will get. But its stats are actually really good, and Drain Punch can absolutely be busted if it gets a ridiculous quick move. Hawaii videos are coming. I apologize for this. I didn't expect to get a cameo in an article by Screen Rant, which is a pretty big publisher, so I'm really excited for that. Wanted to share that with you guys in case you weren't aware, but also wanted to voice my opinion because I'm sure you guys were waiting for this video. Again, Hawaii videos are coming soon, I promise. Smash that like button, comment in the comment section down below what you think about all this, and subscribe. I personally think I'm Pokemon Go's #1 critic for the people. So, that's the boy Fitz City. I'm signing off. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video. Should be in Hawaii.